It's time now for Peter Channel Morning News on this Wednesday morning, May 25th, 2016. Good morning to you all this lovely Wednesday morning, May 25th, 2016. Here are your news and odds and our top story at 8:30 on this Wednesday morning. It is protesters lit fire, smashed the door, and threw rocks outside of the Donald Trump rally in Tuesday night in New Mexico. The latest scuffle to fall of the presumptive Republican nominee's campaign. The Afghan Taliban new leader is an educated, well-respected member of the organization who could prove easier to negotiate a peace settlement with a founding member of the group, told CNN. The Ukrainian pilot, Lieutenant Nadia V. Savenko, in court in Donetsk, Russia in March. The Ukrainian news media said on Wednesday that she had been released from jail and swapped with two Russians captured in eastern Ukraine. Ho Chi Minh City. President Obama stopped in front of a gold Buddha statue inside the order that Jade Emperor Pagoda, where a guide explained that the Vietnamese often portray the symbol of enlightenment as a female. Avenue Literature on the far right is the Israeli Bedouin Party with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at a meeting in Jerusalem to sign a kosher deal on Wednesday. Here's them now. Let's skip this next. Cairo, Paris. The Egypt Air jet that anticipated last week did not show technical problems before taking off from Paris. Sources told with the Egyptian Investigation Committee said late on Tuesday. Beijing, according to an op-ed in the official Chinese state-published newspaper, being an unmarried childless woman makes Taiwan's newly inaugurated president unfit for a job. Japan Prime Minister Shinzo Abe raised the issue of the crimes committed by workers from the U.S. Senator Charles Schumer slipped in an amendment in the Senate Justice Department lawsuits by 9/11 families against terror sponsors. In Colombo, Sri Lanka, more than 100 people died in last week's mudslides in Sri Lanka, officials said as floodwaters recede and survivors returned to the villages. Kabul, the Taliban on Tuesday announced a newly replaced Mullah Akhtar Mansour, who has killed in the U.S. drone strike. About 1,000 people were at Slaughterhouse Island at Shasta Lake in Northern California last weekend as spokesman of the Shasta Trinity National Forest through over the weekend. Tried to apologize for destruction of public health. Well, 40 Lake called it absolutely unacceptable. Jennifer Kaya Thompson, who spoke with people exclusively in 2005, because she was one of those teens. The document, which was released under about social measure goods promotions of Bill Cosby deposition for 2005 and 2006. The chief of the police in Portland, Oregon, was placed on leave Tuesday after the investigation where he had really shot a friend during the vacation last month and covered it up. Fairfax, Virginia. Police say a high school student in Northern Virginia has been charged with giving drugs to a classmate or not. Authorities say 18-year-old David Evers turned himself to the Fairfax County Police. Last weekend was charged with drug. Olympia, Washington. Donald Trump, the elected Republican president nominee, scored a primary victory in Washington on Tuesday as he comes closer to Clinton's nomination. St. Louis. A man on his own for a father who shot and killed his 8-month-old son in an argument with his wife, who fled with his 2 old ever since, police said. Dodge City, Kansas, tornado touchdown in Kansas over Tuesday, leaving multiple injuries and destroyed homes behind. In London, Railnet Shell will cover for 2,200 jobs taken as target lay after 12,500 by the end of the year. The Anglo-Dutch oil firm said on Wednesday as it cuts deep in the face of the weak oil process. Shaw Weather was the chief executive again of Papa Ride Island in Europe as the company said it was established a relationship with Volkswagen as Australia. Volkswagen stepping up in investments in tech startups. Sherry Redstone has long been on the sidelines of the farmers, 40 billion on many empire, but the last month she emerged in the center figure battle of the future of Acom Incorporated and CFBS Corporation. For the first time in more than 100 years, Americans aged 18 to 34 are more likely to live with their parents than others. They live in a limited situation according to new analysts by the Pew Research Center. Baku Azerbaijan and Esther Energy Company said it signed an agreement with BP that was built as part of the national effort to explore fully all of the reserves offshore. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Malaysian Energy Company Petronas said it was not the target sale of its assets and any of its stakes to counterparts to the Russian energy sector. New Orleans, the wind energy sector is on the pace to meet about 10% of electricity in the United States by 2020, according to industry representatives. Edmonton, Alberta, as modified as smaller oil-rich areas of the province's Alberta's government center was proposed a tax regime that would help create a greener economy. Hiring binge in April as the dropping out local unemployment rates levels not seen in years. Jobs rated has made 2.7% and then 3% of Mansfield. Even in Attleboro, which had a rate nearly 10% to great recession, saw the unemployment rate fall from 4% in March to 4% in April. As hundreds of jobs were created locally during April, there were 13,900 new jobs during the month across Massachusetts. Attleboro residents gained 184 jobs in April, more than half the jobs they found in the past year. Employment was up at 184. And Mansfield last month, compared with 330 over the 12 prior months. Mansfield, the driver of a truck-to-trailer. Truck carrying bundles of water that roll on the side of the water. Winds off Interstate 95. Tuesday night, Stafford did not allow for further injuries despite taking the firefighters about 90 minutes to free him from the wreckage. Pittsfield, Massachusetts. A Pittsfield woman facing kidnapping and other charges for alleged helping her. Teenage at Flea Hospital where he was being treated for gunshot wound to the legs. The Berkshire Eagle reports to the judge that Tuesday that 38-year-old Casey Stapleberg held without bail over the 120 days. Prosecutors say she helped her 17-year-old son escape from Berkshire Medical Center early this month. The kidnapping charges stemmed from her fact that her son was in custody of the state child welfare for 40 days at the time. Springfield, Massachusetts, a Springfield man has been sentenced to serve up to 25 years behind bars for beating a 19-year-old man during a home invasion. Tingling the stocks down 17,706.05, SP 5, 2,036.06, and NASDAQ 5,086.06. Asteroid whiz by Earth can be dangerous. NASA trying to identify and track asteroids in an effort to predict and possibly detect potential future impacts. Artist illustration of a supermassive black hole seen many images the left inset shows an image by an X-ray light in NASA China X-ray Observatory. The right-hand inset shows the same seen in an optical light seen by NASA. Energy from a young sun 4 billion years ago helped create molecules in Earth's atmosphere that allowed it to warm up enough to incubate life, says study. Drinks pocket may be prevalent on U.S. college campuses and women are at much greater risk than men, research finds. Just 4 in 10 Americans have positive approach to clinical trials, a new survey finds. Antidepressants didn't get the third most commonly prescribed. Medication in the United States, but enough in the fact that it says to do study the medication taken by more than 10% of American adults may be so over Christmas they are used to do so. People with chronic kidney disease face higher odds of heart attack and have higher salt diets. A new study suggests. Beating Channel News Live, 8:38 on this Wednesday morning. It's time out for a sport report. Last night, the Red Sox to beat the Colorado Rockies 8-3. Today, the Sox and the Rockies go at it at 7:10 p.m. at Fenway Park. Oklahoma City, the Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook have grown up since coming together. Oklahoma City 8 years ago. The baby face days before the accolades of the Leds Lace. Frames and backplans of the playoffs this morning as the Golden State as a Oklahoma City Thunder are one win away from advancing to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2012 as they defeat the Golden State Warriors 118-94 at Chesapeake Energy Center in Oklahoma City. U.S. Alien Under Armour rocked the college sports apparel marketplace on Tuesday afternoon with a 15-year $380 million partnership with expanded world companies imprint on the West Coast and raised the stakes in intense sponsorship arms. Arsenal have not to the side of the Barassa, Mönchengladbach midfielder Grant Zakia with the Switzerland starter like get a long-term contract with a school's fee. Peter Childers High, 8:39 on this Wednesday morning. It's time now for a weather travel report. Let's take a look at right now. We're 95 minutes up outside of it. So, for technology, it's downtown Providence. 146 on the stop outside of it. So, before Route 95 downtown Providence. 146 on the stop outside. Slow. Running off Smith and Stretch. 99 to north outside from 126 and Lake to Route 122 to Woonsocket. 195 on the west outside. It is slow from 114 all the way into downtown Providence. Around 95. 95 on the north outside. So, from Route 37 to work all the way into downtown Providence. 138 on the east outside. Also around the Newport Bridge. 138 on the west outside. So, Jamestown to the Jamestown Bridge. 21 at the northbound side, it's all around Route 44 in Taunton. 95 at the northbound side, it is all from 295 at Attleboro all the way out to Route 128 in Kenton. 295 at the east northbound side, also at Route 95 at Attleboro. Out of the Cape, Route 6 also at Route 25 at Board. Route 21 on the northbound side, also at Route 123 in Brockton, and it breaks again from 139 in Stoughton all the way to Route 128 in Kenton. 128 on the southbound side, also from 37 to the Braintree split. 120 on the northbound side, it's so from 37 to Braintree all the way out to Route 24 in Kenton. And unit breaks again from 135 in Dedham all the way out to Route 20 in Waltham. Mass Park on the eastbound side, it's so from Route 3 in Natick all the way out to the Austin Brad Tolls and Prudes on the Mass Park to the westbound side. Logan Airport all the way to South Boston. Southeast Expressway, southbound side, slow. At the Dorchester, Southeast Expressway, northbound side, so the Braintree all the way at the Dorchester. And 93 at the northbound side, slow and the Boston stretch. 485 at the northbound side, so for 109 in Milford all the way at the Mass Pike in Westboro. 485 on the southbound side, so Hudson to 290 in Marlborough. 290 in eastbound side, also at Route 485 in Marlborough. 128 on the southbound side, it did so for Route 28 in Reading all the way out to Waltham. 93 to the southbound side, so for 485 all the way out to Route 125 in Andover, and then hit breaks again from 128 in Reading all the way up to the Zachem Bridge in Boston. Route 1 in the southbound side, so Chelsea all the way up to Route 93. 128 at the northbound side, also at Route 95 in Peabody. 485 at the northbound side, so from 111 in Stowe all the way at the Littleton. 485 at the southbound side, so the Littleton stretch. 485 at the northbound side, it is so from Route 3 to Route 38 in the Lowell stretch. Route 3 to the southbound side, it's so from 485 all the way out to the 128. Out in Worcester, 298 eastbound side, so from 146 and to Route 9 in downtown Worcester. 93 to the southbound side, also to the Derry stretch. But highways and byways of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine are looking good. I-87 at the northbound and southbound side, a little slow before the Plattsburgh stretch. 77 at the southbound side, and it's a little slow before Route 90 to the Albany. I-80 to the eastbound side, also at the 3. New York State 3 to the eastbound side, also Schenectady stretch. Down in Connecticut, I-91 at the southbound side, it is slow from 291 in Winslow all the way to I-84. I-84 to the westbound side, it is slow at I-91, I-84 to the eastbound side, so from Newington all the way out to Hartford. 91 to the northbound side, it is so from Glastonbury all the way out to downtown Hartford. I-84 to the eastbound side, also from the Waterbury to Cheshire stretch. I-84 to the westbound side, so from Southbury all the way out to Route 7 in Denbury. 95 to the southbound side, so from 91 to the West David, and then unit breaks again from Bridgewood all the way out to Stamford. 95 to the northbound side, so from the Stamford stretch. Merritt Parkway to the westbound side, and so from Bridgewood all the way out to New Canaan. 95 to the southbound side, also from Stonington stretch. Taconic State Parkway, a little slow before 287. Long Expressway, it is slow from Long Island all the way out to Manhattan. 270 on the eastbound side, it is slow from Staten Island all the way out to Brooklyn. 270 to the westbound side, it's slow from Brooklyn all the way out to the Brooklyn stretch. Lincoln Tunnel, it's slow. 95 on the southbound side, it is slow to the Bronx all the way out to the George Washington Bridge. 95 on the northbound side, it's slow from Fort Lee all the way out to the Bronx. FDR Drive, it's slow on both ends from West Side Parkway all the way out to Harlem. West Side Parkway, it's slow from Lincoln Tunnel all the way out to the Bronx. Belt Parkway, it's slow from 278 all the way out to JFK Airport. And 287, it's slow from Bridgewater, New Jersey all the way to Edison, New Jersey. And New Jersey Turnpike, it's a little slow on the Cherry Hill stretch. And Garden State Parkway, it's slow from the Wildwood stretch. 95 on the southbound side, it is slow from Northeast Philadelphia all the way to Center City. 676 is slow from 95 to 76 in Philadelphia. 76 on the westbound side, it is slow from Philadelphia all the way out to the King of Prussia. Okay, let's take a look at MBTA alerts at 8:44. Green Line C branch of Bishop Minor westbound lanes and that's at the new Buster Strip Square Station. Commuter Rail, Fitchburg train 403, 743 map and is operating 5-10 minutes beyond schedule between West Concord and Fitchburg. And on the ferry they are looking good. Peter Channel News Times now 8:44 and it's time now for weather report and day 1 hazard weather not expected time day 2 for 7. Thursday for Tuesday, there'll be a low probability of a few strong thunderstorms to the northwest of the Boston Providence line Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this for today. Most of God's growth becoming Saints guys have an 89 degrees south from about 5 to 9 miles gust is 22 miles or so. Break out the shots! Tonight, most coasts got about 60 degrees south from about 6 miles an hour. For Thursday, Saints guys about 86 degrees. North west about 6 miles coming in weather variable. Thursday, Pennsylvania got to 40 west. Most coasts got about 58 degrees and southeast from about 3 to 7 miles an hour. For Friday, Pennsylvania for 70 west. Most cities, 70 podcast got about 83 about 6 degrees. South from about 5 to 10 miles gust is 21 miles an hour. For Saturday, parts of the most cost got about 89, about 62 degrees. Sunday, check the charts at 11 a.m. Parts of the most cost got about 75, about 52 degrees. Just paid to 30%. Memorial Day on Monday, parts of the most cost got about 75, about 56 degrees. And for Tuesday, parts size got about 80 degrees. Currently not near, it is overcast at 60 degrees, humidity 86%, 16 above Celsius. And that's going to be for the Peter Channel Morning News on this May 25th, 2016 on Wednesday. Please have a good day with a good positive attitude. Also, at 11 a.m. for 11 a.m.